Hi Scrapbookers, this is Megan, and I have my second layout for you today with the Clique Kits September kit. So for this one, I kind of start out somewhere and then completely end up somewhere else. So I have these two pictures of my oldest son, Jonas, and this was back in 2008. And then I was thinking, well, just having those little two photos, I didn't really like that idea. So then I pulled out these two of Brennan and I was like, well, maybe I could add these ones to this layout. But then I thought, no, I just want to do this one photo because I wanted it to be the sole focus of the layout. I really love this photo of Brennan. It's him pressing his face against our oven in our apartment. And I just thought that this photo is just so cute and just totally, just so fun. So here I'm going to mount it on this polka dot paper, and it's black and white. And then I also have this craft paper from, I think that's Cocoa Vanilla. And then I had a couple scraps already cut up and some printables, so I'm pulling those out and just trying to figure out what exactly I want to do. Then I saw this polka dot paper that was pink and kind of like a light yellow, kind of orangish color, and so I'm going to use that, and I wanted to have a different look than having straight lines. So what I'm doing here is just using my ruler and just pulling the paper so that it has kind of that torn look. And I really like how that looks. I'm going to put it at an angle. And then I decide, well, I think we need another layer behind it. And I was thinking maybe I was going to rip this striped paper as well, but I don't actually end up doing that. I'm just going to cut it straight with my Fiskars cutter. And then I'm going to pull that pink piece of paper off of the layout. I'm not going to actually have that be on this layout. It just wasn't really working. It didn't fit with the layers. Now, I made this layout for a challenge from the Pink Camera Crop on Facebook. And for this one, I was challenging myself to use a stencil. And at the time, I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to use a stencil, so I did pull out some packaging because they had a packaging challenge on with the group as well. So here is where I finally decide, okay, I'm just going to do, the stenciling. And at first I was thinking I would just paint it, but I actually end up pulling out my modeling paste and using that. I could not get this this top open, and when I just stuck my my little spatula in there, it kind of went everywhere. So I was just like, oh, that's fun. So here I'm adding my modeling paste with the paint. And then here I'm just going to put a little bit down on the left-hand side, and then I'm going to put a little bit on the right-hand side as well. I'm not very good at doing this whole stencil technique stuff. So here I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to place the photo, and so that I can get an idea of where I want to do it on the bottom. So here I'm just putting it on the bottom. And I really, really love modeling paste. It's like my new favorite mixed media, I don't know what you call it, medium to use, just because of the dimension that you can get with it compared to if you just use paint or if you just use ink. I really love the dimension. So there, I'm all done. I did kind of mess up a couple of those hearts on that left-hand side, but it actually turns out okay, and you can't even really notice. Like, I guess it would have been nice if, oops, I'm sorry about that. I guess it would have been nice if I would have had, would have gone back and just kind of, redid it, but it's okay. It worked out. So here I am. I think I'm going to pull out my heat gun, and that's why I'm away. I'm trying to plug that in and everything. And then I'm going to clean up my desk a little bit. Oops. And now here let's see, what am I going to do? I was gluing down that full of life tag, and that came in the printable. Every month, Clique Kits has a cut file as well as some printables. And so I just printed those off before I got my kit and so that I could use them. Here I'm thinking maybe I should do a little bit of embellishing on the image. So I set that aside the rest of the layout and I'm going to let it dry for a little bit. So here I pull out 2 gold sequins, a black one for that top right hand corner of the photo, and then 2 black ones for the bottom, and then a gold sequin as well. So here now I'm just using my Zotz glue to glue those down. And now I'm going to clean up just a little bit. I'm not sure what I'm off doing. I think that is when I was plugging in my my heat gun, because that's why you saw the kind of flash of light, because I bumped my light that I have to the left because it's all plugged into a outlet. Well, it's not an outlet, but it's one of those extension thingies that you have a bunch of them. What are those? Power strip. Yeah, it's all hooked into the same power strip, which I think I need to get another power strip. I don't know if that's like really sad, but it's like so full and I have to keep unplugging things to re-plug in other things. So it's kind of frustrating. So I apologize. I have no idea where I went here. Okay, I came back and here I am just kind of messing with one of those hearts on the left-hand side. It got kind of, I don't know, messed up, and so I was just trying to make it look more like a heart because it basically just looked like a smudge. So here I'm finally going to use my heat gun and going to dry all of those hearts on there. I think where I disappeared to was that my son woke up, and so I had to go and sit with him for a little while to get him to fall back asleep. And so by the time I had gotten back downstairs, the hearts were mostly dry. So I just did a little bit of drying with my heat gun. Here I'm going to place down my photo, and now I'm going to do a little bit more embellishing. So I have this Snapshot Details, which came in the ephemera pack, I believe. I also had this Precious Happy Little Moments, and so I'm going to put that up there in the right hand corner, and I'm trying to figure out where I want to stick the Snapshot Details. And so I'm going to kind of mess around with that for a little bit, and then I'm going to finally make up my mind. And there is this vellum heart that has a bunch of flowers on it, and I'm going to stick that right there, and I'm going to put it over top of the S. Since this is just one photo and it's just one moment, I just thought, well, that would be okay for it to cover up the S. Now here I'm just going through the embellishments. I found this star, so I'm going to put that up there above the heart, and then I pulled out these enamel dots that were from the last kit, and I thought maybe I would use those, but the color didn't really go with that paint that I used with the modeling paste, so I decided not to use that. Then there was this printable that was a circle that said "Stay Curious," so I just cut it out. I don't unfortunately have a 1-inch hole punch, so I need to go and actually get one, hopefully soon. Now I have that top right hand corner all embellished. I am going to come down here. I'm going to place this Snapshot Details little journaling card there in the bottom left hand corner, and it just says taken by, and I wrote in Mommy, and then it has a spot where you can write the date, so I wrote the date down there, which was May 23rd, 2008. I did pull up that gold sequin, and I'm going to place it on top of that little Snapshots Detail cut apart. I'm going to ink the edges on all of the papers, and I always forget to do the inking on the papers until after I have them glued down. It's kind of frustrating. Like very rarely do I ever remember to do that. So I had to kind of lift up quite a few of these background pieces just to make sure I got all the edging on there. And that is pretty much the end of this layout. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will be back again tomorrow with another layout to share with you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.